Hari. So all right, Lamai, quickly give me a feedback. Can you all hear me properly? Quickly give me a feedback. Can you all hear me properly? Okay, no? You can put it to the chat box. Hari. Okay, right. Then Lamai, I have live stream it through the YouTube as well. Therefore, people who are watching the recording, you can watch it through YouTube. So I'm not going to upload it once again. Okay, right. Walaikum salam. Today we are going to start the day 1 of 2028 A-level business studies class. So everyone who are there right now, make sure that you all are there in the meeting, in the class up until the end, right? In this opening seminar up until the end, and others who miss this can watch the recordings through our YouTube channel, right? They can watch the recordings through our YouTube channel. Hari. So today, Lamai, we are going to start a very important chapter in your life, right? We are going to start a very important chapter in your life, which is we are going to start your A-level journey, right? We are going to start your A-level journey, and the subject that I do is business studies under the commerce stream. Okay. Hari, now number one is Lamai, if I ask you a question, right, why you want to do A-level? So we'll start off from that, right? What is the reason why you have to do A-levels, Lamai? Because when it comes to Sri Lanka, A-level is one kind of a educational qualification, right? A person can at least have that, right? So I would say it as a minimum educational qualification after the O-levels. But the thing is, when it comes to A-level, even though it is kind of a minimum education qualification, it opens your path for so many other roads. Did you understand? It opens the way to so many other paths. Okay, so A-level will open you, right, and it will expose you into many paths that you are going to enter. And then when it comes to A-level is an exam which is going to decide your future, right? Which is going to decide your career, right? So in the future that you have to do a, right, that you have to do something, right? You have to do a profession, you have to do a job. Therefore, A-level is something like A-level is a key, right? A-level is a key which will lead you into so many, right? It will help you to open so many doors, and it will decide your future. Did you all understand? It will decide your future. What you are going to do in the future. What is your career? Right? So in your profession, what are you going to do? So it is going to open you into several other careers, right? Therefore, that is the reason one. Number one, A-level is a very important exam. Hari? Okay, so give me 1 minute. People who are there in the YouTube live, can you all hear me properly? People who are there in the YouTube live, can you hear me properly? Okay, no? Hari. Right. All right. So Lamai, when it comes to this A-level, it is going to open you into many important, right, professions, right? It will decide your life. It will decide what you are going to do in the future, what is the job you are going to do, right? And for most of the people, it will decide what kind of a life that you are going to, right? How will you settle in your life? Did you all understand? So personally, when it comes to A-level, this was one of the things, right, that I personally experienced. Okay, right. So that is number one. Number two is, who am I? Right. So most of you all know me when it comes to the history classes. So most of you all were there in my history classes. So most of you all know me. That is number one. Then number two, I am someone who did my A-levels in 2023, and I got a 3A and entered into Colombo Law Faculty. Currently, I am a second year undergraduate at the Colombo Law Faculty, right? I am a second year undergraduate at the Colombo Law Faculty. I'll share my personal experience. Now, when it comes to my A-level year, now I am doing my A-level in 2023. Now, when I am doing A-levels, right, my age is at that time 19 years. Did you all understand? My age is 19 years. So then I ask a question from myself, if I don't do this A-level properly, what will happen to me? So don't ask a question, if I do the A-level properly, what happened to you? If ask a question, right? If you don't do the A-level properly, what will happen to you? Ask that question. So I ask a question, what will happen to my life if I don't do the A-levels very well? Now from the small age, one target that I had was, right, in order to enter into university, right? Especially when it comes to my target, I had a target to enter into Colombo University. So in the Colombo University also, I had a target, right, in order to enter into Colombo Law Faculty, right? So my target was that, right? So my target was to enter into Colombo Law Faculty. That was my target. So I ask a question, if I don't do my A levels properly, can I go into that target, right? Can I achieve that target? Answer is no, right? If I ask a question, what will happen if I don't do the A level properly, right? My answer was no, I can't enter into law faculty, and I can't even become a lawyer, and I can't do law, right? So that was the answer that I got. I did A level in commerce stream. So, you know, we'll explain, right? We'll learn about that in the future, right? In the upcoming thing. When it comes to commerce, you have so many other options, right? We'll speak about that. So one of my target was in order to enter into the law faculty. So then I asked the question, if I don't do the A level properly, can I enter into the law faculty? Answer was no. And then can I become a lawyer? Answer was no. I knew A level is the only thing which will open, right, my career, open my path, right, in order to enter into the profession. Because Lamai, when it comes to Sri Lanka, in order to do a law degree, it will cost from 8 million to 10 million. It will cost from 8 million to 10 million. So I knew that if I don't do my A levels properly, definitely that I can't spend 8 million to 10 million, and then I can't become a lawyer, I can't do law. Did you all understand? Therefore, in my life, Lamai, the 3 subjects that I did, right? I did economics, business studies, accounting. The 3 subjects that I did, and the 3 exams I set, right? 3 exams that I set is the one which decided my future. Did you all understand, Lamai? Which decided my future. Okay. The 3 subjects that I did, right? I did economics, business studies, and accounting. These 3 subjects, Lamai, on the exam hall, these 3 papers are the one which decided my life. Did you all understand? So what I thought was, if I don't get a good result for A level, and if I don't get the chance to enter into the Colombo Law Faculty, right, I will discontinue my studies. That was my plan, because by that time I started tuition, right, which is history classes in 2021. So by 2023, right, I was in the very peak, the leading when it comes to English medium history. At that time there were no much classes also. So my plan was, in order to discontinue my education and then continue the classes only. So without doing that, it was the A level result, right? It was the A level result. I can remember results released on September 21st, right? That day was the day that entirely changed my path, right? It was the day which changed my path, right? From thinking like that and entering into the one of the prestigious university in Sri Lanka. So A level result was the main thing. Did you all understand, Lamai? So if I did not get a good A level result, even today, right, I won't be here, right? I won't be teaching you, I won't be explaining you about the importance of the A level, right, in front of you. So in my life, if someone asks me, right, what was your best achievement, even in the future, right, any of the achievements, I don't see it as an achievement. Did you all understand? Only A level in my life, only A level that I see as an achievement, because A level is the right. A level is something which turned my life into 360 degrees. If there is something more than that, I'll tell more than that. Did you all understand, Laman? Therefore, I am here because of A level. I am speaking this because of A level. A level is that much important. Did you all understand, Laman? That is number 1. Number 2 is, A level, is it only for university? You are doing A level, is it only to enter into university? Answer is no. A level will teach you, right, in order to face the obstacles, in order to face the challenges in your life. Because A level is such an exam. Did you all understand? Because Lamai, when it comes to Sri Lanka, A level is the exam with the highest competition. It's the most competitive exam in the entire South Asia. Therefore, if you are sitting for the competitive exam, right? If you are sitting for that competitive exam, by that time, you know how to face the challenges in your life. Did you all understand, Lamai? Therefore, not only university, when it comes to the A level, the lessons that the A level is going to give you, sorry, the lesson that the A level is going to give you is very important for your life as well. Am I clear? Therefore, even though you enter university or not, right, you should target for university, and in the class we are working for that. But still, right, A level will help you, right, and it will teach you how to face the challenges, obstacles in the life, and move forward. Did you all understand? Hurry. Therefore, Lamai, that is the importance of A level. Therefore, from today we are starting a very important journey in your life, and I wish all the success for the students who are here, right, and people watching the recording. So then in the class we are working towards that, right? In the class we are working towards that for the next 2.5 years, right? For the next 2.5 years. Hurry. Then Lamai, we'll move into my subject. So in A-level commerce stream, when it comes to business studies, right, it's one of the important subject, one of the famous subject when it comes to business studies in A-level commerce stream. So when it comes to this subject called business studies, Lamai, this subject is around 90% of theory, right? More than that sometimes. Around 90% of theory. Theory in the sense you have to understand plus memorize. Theory in the sense you have to understand plus memorize. Understanding is also important. Memorizing is also important. Therefore, since it is a theory subject, Lamai, that you have to understand. That is number one. You have to understand plus you have to memorize. You have to understand plus you have to memorize. Did you all understand, Lamai? And then the rest of the 10%, right, or less than that, there are some calculations. Then and there are some calculation. In unit number 4, there's a bit of calculation. And then in the financial management lesson, there's a bit of calculation. So likewise, I'd say less than 10%, right? Less than 10%, like 5 to 10%, a little bit of calculations are there in the syllabus. Did you all understand? Therefore, business studies, when it comes to business studies, you can do business studies as economics, business studies, accounting, or else business studies, ICT, accounting. So that is how, when it comes to commerce stream, students do. Right now, put into the chat box, what is your subject combination? Are you doing Econ BS accounting or ICT BS accounting? Put it in the chat box. Put it in the chat box, Lamai. What is your combination? Are you doing BS accounting, that combination, or else ICT with the ICT? Put it in the chat box. People are watching on YouTube also. Can you put it in the chat box? People are watching on YouTube also, right? Put your combination into the chat box. Okay, ICT BS accounting. All right. Economics. Okay, economics. BS accounting econ. Okay, right. Yes, Haira, we'll speak about that. You can do, but we'll speak about that. ICT BS accounting. Right, Hari. All right. Elakire. Nice. Okay. BS accounts ICT. Okay, we'll speak about that. Hari. Right. When it comes to this commerce stream, right, we'll speak about that. Now there is a question. Now the main famous thing is like this now. Economics, BS accounting. This is the combination I did, right? Because when it comes to A-level ICT, I was not that much confident. And not like O-level ICT. A-level ICT is somewhat advanced. Therefore, I did not do A-level ICT. But if you want, you can do ICT, BS accounting. So these are the famous subject combinations in commerce. No? These are the famous subject combination in the commerce. But there are some other combinations also. Right, now I'll show you one important handout. Right, so I'll later share this with you. Now this is the commerce stream. Right, now this is the commerce stream. So this is the campus book. We call it as campus book. Later I'll explain this. Hurry. Now what is commerce? The campus books speaks about commerce. What is commerce? Now look at here. To obtain admission for the above mentioned courses, a student should have obtained at least 3 grades from one of the following. So S grades are not enough, but minimum. So when it comes to commerce lamai, right, when it comes to commerce, business studies, economics, accounting is there. No? From this, you have to do two subjects. You have to do two subjects. Let's say you are doing business studies, economics. Then you also can do one subject from below. The condition is like this. In order to come into the commerce stream, in order to fall under the commerce stream, two subjects from the above, one subject from the below. Two subjects from the above, one subject from the below. Now let's say you don't like accounting, you do business studies, economics, and one out of the below, right? ICT, or else logic, English, political, history, or anything. Let's say you like accounting, then you do accounting econ or something from this, or accounting BS, something from this. But the problem is, when it comes to this commerce stream, these subjects are the ones which will give you a high Z score, right? I'll speak about the Z score. Even though you get a good result, you have to get a very good result, a very good Z score. There is something called Z score. We'll look into that later. If you do these subjects combinations only, Lamai, with the accounting, if you do commerce only, the Z score is really good for you to enter into accountancy, management, right? In very reputed universities, right? Japura, Colombo, or else you can go into Moratuwa University. So if you do it in this way, with the accounting only, that is the practice. Right now, there is no student, no commerce student. Now, in my 26th class, one student is there. So for her, accounting is difficult. So that is why she later changed it. But anyways, Lamai, when it comes to the commerce stream, accounting is also a very important subject, right? Accounting is also a very important subject that will determine your Z score, right? That will give you a high value for the result. Now, for just now, remember, Z score means a high value for the result. Did you all understand? So that is the commerce stream. So I did this one. Why? Because when it comes to ICT, now this ICT is a very critical subject, not like O-level ICT. In Sri Lanka, if 100 students do ICT, only 2 students get or 2 or 3 students get A pass. Okay, now there is something called students handout for UGC university. Let I'll show you that. Therefore, ICT is not like O-level ICT, but that is a very good subject. If you are planning in the future to enter into ICT related jobs and everything, right, it is very good in order to do the ICT. But I know for me ICT is difficult. Therefore, to be in the safe side, I did BS Econ and accounting. Not only me, in Sri Lanka, most of the commerce students do this combination: economics, business studies, accounting. And if you are even asked from your parents, right, when it comes to commerce stream, these are the famous 3 subjects. Okay, Hari. Now I am not recommending any of the like kind of a combination. If you are interested in ICT, do ICT. If not, you can do this combination. Did you all understand? Right. Then Lamai, number 2. Now let's go into this BS syllabus. In business studies, what are we learning? In business studies, all the fundamentals of the business. Even if you do only A-level business studies, still you will get a good knowledge. You don't have to do a degree in business studies. Even if you do only A-level business studies, still you will get a good knowledge about the business world. Did you all understand? Now, when it comes to A-level business studies, this is the syllabus, right? Now I have put it this, and I'll share this as well. Number 1 is basis of business and the environment. So here basically we are discussing about the very basic. Then business social responsibility and business ethics, BSR with the government, business organization, entrepreneurship, small and medium scale enterprises, money and financial institution, insurance, communication, logistics, trade. Altogether 11 chapters are there in your grade 10, right? Altogether, okay, right? Altogether there are 11 subjects, sorry, 11 chapters are there in your grade 12 business studies. How many chapters are there, Lamai? 11 chapters are there in your grade 12 business studies. Now, if you go into grade 13 only, all the lessons, all the chapters related to the management starts. Management, operation management, marketing, financial, HR. Now, these are all management units. Then information system, business plan. So, these are very small units, right? Therefore, this is your business studies syllabus. Altogether, there are 18 chapters. Before you go to the exam, you should be able to understand, apply, memorize all these 18 chapters. Okay, in our next week class, we are starting the first unit, basis of business and the environment, and we are posting the tutes as well. You can make the payment and register to our website. We'll send you the details, but after the today's session, you will get the unit number 1 tute. Hurry. Right, now that is the business studies syllabus, right? That is the business studies syllabus. Now let's go and understand how the class works. Right, now I have to show you how the class works. Right, now when it comes to this class, we have a very special plan, right, from the very beginning up until the very end of your A-level journey. Did you all understand? This is a complete system that we are maintaining in our class. Did you all understand? Therefore, the next 2.5 year program that we are doing in the class, it is 100% organized from the very beginning that we are doing that. And when it comes to our classes that we are doing it from 2026 batch, therefore that we are moving with a plan when it comes to our classes. Hurry. Right, now let's look into our class. What are we going to do? And then we will speak about your career. Okay, ICT, law, commerce and all. Hurry. Right, now in our class, right, what are the plans, right? What are the activities or what are the plans that we do in our class? Right, number one is lamai, the theory. Right, number one is theory. Now theory is 100% important, right? Theory. Now how many chapters are there in your business studies? 18 chapters are there. Did you all understand? Before you go into the exam, you should be 100% perfect with all those 18 chapters. Did you all understand? You should be 100% perfect with all those 18 chapters. Okay, without understanding, without memorizing, without knowing how to apply the theory into your paper, you can't get a A pass. In order to get an A pass, not a 75 marks A, in order to go for a 90-95 pass A lamai, you should be able to understand, apply, memorize 100% of the theory, right? 100% of the theory. Now, when it comes to A level, in order to learn the theory, do we have a textbook? Answer is no. We don't have something like textbook. Now, O level nang rona taran textbook ne. There are textbooks. But when it comes to A level, there is nothing called textbook. 100% that you are going to rely, 100% that you are going to study using the teachers, right? Your class teachers' materials. Did you all understand? So, in order to complete the theory, we have arranged 18 tutes. In our classes, right, we provide 18 tutes for 18 chapters. 18 tutes for 18 chapters. So we print it and we post it before we start the unit. Okay, now when it comes to our tutes, that we have kept some blanks for you to write down the additional things, and there are special notes, and in our tutes there are additional questions also while learning the theory in order to practice the questions as well, in order to understand how to apply the theory. Therefore, these are some of our tutes. So this is unit number 9 and 10 tute. Okay, if I show you one tute, now we have kept blanks like this. Okay, because 100% you are going to learn using the tute. Okay, 100% you are going to learn using this. Therefore, this is a unit 9 and 10 tute. Then these are things that I had. This is the unit 11 trade tute that we gave for 27. Then this is marketing management that we are doing right now in 26 class. Then this is unit number 5, entrepreneurship. Okay, so likewise that we are providing you 18 tutes for 18 units, right? We are providing you 18 tutes for 18 units. We are printing and we are posting it. You don't have to pay any additional charges for that. People who are there in my history class, they know that. We are posting it. You don't have to pay any additional charges at the beginning of each and every unit. Therefore, 100% lama you are going to learn using this. 100%. Okay, you don't have anything. Don't have anything. Going to learn using this only. The notes that we are giving in this theory tute. Therefore, number one is in order to cover the theory lamai tute. as someone who gives a lot of notes, right? Who gives a lot of notes. People who are there in my history class, they know that I draw a lot. I explain by drawing. Okay. Now people who are there in my history class, they know that I explain the things using the drawing. Therefore, in order to cover the theory, tute is there, but with the tute, right? With the tute, elaborating the tute, explaining the tute. When you are coming for the next week class, you need to have a 200 page CR book, right? You need to have a 200 page CR book when you are coming for the next week class, right? Next week we are starting the unit number 1. So today we are starting at the end, right? Today with the opening seminar we are starting, but lamai we are continuing the unit number 1. You need to have a 200 page CR book when you are coming to the class next week. Did you all understand? 200 page CR book. CR mean lamai CR, right? So in my classes now, when I ask the students to write the answers and send it to me, then I check CR mean lamai CR. Hurry. So it should be 100% nicely that you have to maintain it. The handwriting and everything should be very neat, because you are the one who is going to refer that when it comes to A level, when A levels are near. Therefore, everything should be neat. Hurry, everything should be neat. 200 page CR book and the tutes that we are providing, that we are printing and posting it. Number 1. Hurry. Now, theory, is that only enough? No. Right? Just that you study the theory, you are not going to get a very good result, that you can't score marks. Along with the theory, number 2 is we do the unit test, right? Now these things are right? If you know someone who's coming from my 26, 27 classes, you can ask from them. Right? Unit test. We are doing unit test. What is unit test? Now, after discussing the unit number 1, relevant to that unit, we are doing paper. In that paper, MCQs will be there, short questions will be there, fill in the blanks will be there. So all the relevant questions that I'm going to include. I'll show the paper structure also, right? Therefore, unit test will be given for each and every unit. In the unit test paper, each and every unit will be included. So number 2 is in our classes that we do the unit test. Right? Right. When it comes to the unit test, you have to write the paper and send it. We have a special marking team. They'll mark it and send it to you. Then we are discussing the paper. Each and every unit test that you are writing, right? We are discussing that. So in other classes, what I have seen is in some other classes, right? If even in other subjects, they give the paper marking scheme only. But I would recommend, not only for business studies, even for other subjects, if you go for classes, check that. Paper should be discussed, right? You should ask the doubts and the paper should be discussed. Therefore, number 2 is that we are doing unit test in our classes. And then after 1 year, now this is 2028 January, sorry, this is 2026 March, we are starting our 2028 A level. In another 1 year, 1 year and 3-4 months, we are starting the revision papers also. Right, we are starting the revision papers also, and we are completing 10 revision papers. Now for 26 batch, we have done this, right? We are discussing. Exam will be there. You have to do the exam, submit the answer, getting the marks, getting a feedback, and we are discussing the papers. Therefore, 10 revision papers. What is a revision paper? Through the revision paper, not only 1 unit. It is not a unit test. Now, let's say when we are starting the revision paper, we have completed 10 units. In the revision paper, all the 10 units will be tested. Okay, weekly we are writing 1 paper. Sometimes 1 paper, right? For 2 weeks, 1 paper. There are situations like that. But anyways, we are discussing the revision paper. Once you write it, submit it, then we are discussing the paper. Part 1 MCQ and part 2 essay type questions. Okay. We are providing you the marking scheme. We are giving you the marking scheme. Discussion is there. So the revision paper. Even for a student who missed the theory, or else like we'll say that you are not 100% okay with the theory, through the revision paper that you can cover. Okay. Therefore, revision paper. Then in our classes, one of the special thing what we do is, this is very special and somewhat difficult papers than the revision paper, right? We do something called battlefield papers, right? we do something called battlefield papers. When it comes to battlefield papers, battlefield also we are doing 10. Now for 26 batch, we have already done 3, and the next 7 papers that we are going to do in the next 5 months. Did you all understand? Therefore, my yes, okay, right. Therefore, my battlefield papers we are doing 10. So 10 revision paper, 10 battlefield paper, 18 unit test for 18 theory lessons. Okay. Then by the time that you are sitting for the A level, now our target is that you might have done around 2,500 MCQs or more than that. With that, Lamai, past papers are also important. Now, when it comes to my A level, I am someone who did the past paper for 5 times before going into the A level. Therefore, past papers are also important. I'll answer your questions. We'll do this and right. I'll answer your questions also. I know you might have questions. I'll answer that as well. Then Lamai, along with this, in our class, there is a program called Past Paper Power Play. Right? There's a program called Past Paper Power Play. What is Past Paper Power Play? I printed the tubes and I sent it. Let me check whether I have a tube. Past paper. Past paper tubes are not there. Anyways, Lamai, when it comes to past paper power play, we are discussing the papers from 2016 to now your batch is 28 no, so even we are discussing the 27 paper. So past papers from 2016 A level up until 2017 A level will be discussed, the part 1, part 2, not giving you the answer. Not only that, we are discussing that in the detail. Do you all understand, Lamai? Therefore, this is the plan of our class. This is the plan. Theory 100%, just 3 months before the exam we are covering it. Unit test, revision paper, battlefield papers, and then the past pay power play. Did you all understand, Lamai? So this is a program, this is a system that we are going to do. So if you want to double check or if you want to fact check, you can ask from 2026 batch, 27 batch. You might have seen our posters and everything. We share the people who get good result, people who get the top 10. We make a poster and we share it, and then we are providing the marking scheme. So through the website, now we have our website also, I'll show you that as well. So through that, Lamai, everything will be monitored, your performance, and we are giving you a feedback also, right? That is a continuous process. So everyone should do the papers, right? Everyone should do the papers. Therefore, that is our class plan. Right? Now, are you all clear with that, Lamai? Put a thumbs up. Put a thumbs up. Are you clear with that? People who are on YouTube also, they're not. Very nice. People who are on YouTube also. Right. People who are on YouTube again. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Nice. Therefore, that is the plan in our class, right? That is the plan in our class. In the future, if I think that we have to do more questions, okay, Kram, right? I'll mention about all of those things. In the future, if I think we have to do more papers and everything, I'll increase the number of papers that we are going to do. I'll increase the number of papers that we are going to do. Anyways, Lamai, right? What I always try to do is in my classes, for the money that your parents spend, for the hard-earned money that your parents spend, Lamai, I do the 100%. Did you all understand? So that was one of the policy that I maintained from the very beginning of the class. Because Lamai, when it comes to us also, we did not come like this and right fall from somewhere. Us and Vatila fall from somewhere and teaching you, Lamai. Even we did O levels at that time also, our parents spent on us. And then we did A levels, they spent on us, went to school, went to classes, went to revision, went to papers, right? So we are here, Lamai, with all those sacrifices only. Did you all understand? Therefore, A level is something like that. So what I do is in the path that I went, okay, in the path that I went, Lamai, I'll do my 100% and then push you into the university if you want to enter, if not to get a 3A. Did you all understand, Lamai? Right, A level means, so that's a kind of a good qualification, right? That's a kind of a brand, Lamai, that you can, right, on someday you can say happily, I got this result. Did you all understand, Lamai? I got this result. Because what I believe is, Lamai, education is the best kind of ornament you can wear. It's the best jewelry that you can wear. Did you all understand, lamai? Now, as a person, lamai, now from the right, you all know when we start the classes, I started classes just after doing O levels in order to find some money in order to go for A level classes. Did you all understand? Therefore, not only me, most of the tuition teachers, their stories are like that. So we also come from lamai a very kind of a normal background. So yeah, we want to build something from our scratch. But education is some kind of a ornament, jewelry that you can wear. Did you all understand, lamai? Now, for example, in the world, now let's say one person is wearing a dress worth of 100,000. You are wearing a dress worth of 10,000, no problem. But if you can say proudly that I got this result, did you all understand? Now I entered into this university. So those are something others can't buy. Now today, let's say you are wearing only a 10,000 rupees worth of a dress, right? When you get money, you can buy 100,000 worth of a dress. But when it comes to education, when it comes to A level, especially, you can't do that. Even though you are the #1 millionaire, if you don't do A levels at this age properly, you can't buy that qualification. Did you all understand, Lamai? Therefore, even in the university, beyond that, when we go for any places, we can proudly say our O-level result. Did you all understand, Lamai? So that is why. Now, these are not boasting. I don't need to boast anyways. Did you all understand? So there is no use by boasting. No, there is no use by boasting. So when I am just right telling you in order to motivate you all, that's it. And I like if you come into that level. So when we go into a place, Lamai, right? Any places, right? So from university that we go into courts. So since I'm in the law faculty, we work with the lawyers. So anytime when they ask from us like a O-level result, we can nicely say it, right? And I went to Royal. So proudly that I can say I'm a royalist. I got this result. I got a 3A, entered into university. Now I'm in the law faculty. So I think, Lamai, those things no one can buy. Did you all understand? Your parents are spending money on you, but you have to, right, create a very good reasonable return for that. Did you all understand? Now in the future, you go for a place and you say, I did A level commerce. Okay, I got 3A. In commerce, I got a 3A. So that's a very good thing that you can say. I don't think anyone can like copy that, right? Now, anyone can't copy that. So that is a ready-made, a branded thing that you can wear. Therefore, education is, Lamai, a very important thing. So not attitude or not ego or anything, right? So since when you become educated, Lamai, you should be humble, right? You should love the people, you should respect them. So that is the true identity of education. But still, you can be happy. Did you all understand, Lamai? No, that is not attitude or ego. You can be happy. Did you all understand? On the day when the results are released, right, that you can put a status and say, right, I got this result. Balan, I got this result. Maybe there are people who doubted you. Maybe there can be relatives or your friends or people who doubted you. But you can nicely say, right, Menna Balan, I got this result. Did you all understand, Lamai? Therefore, education is actually, according to me, a patta thing, right? Maru, right? So that's a superior. Therefore, I want all of you to work for that and get a good result. So that is why these plans are, right? That is why these plans are. So when you are finding other classes, also make sure that you go for the classes with these kind of plans for other subjects as well. You will understand, Lamai? Okay, Hari, excellent. So people who are no, just up to now, did you all understand? If you have any question from the things what we discussed up to now, you can ask from me. You have any question? People who are on their YouTube as well. If you have any question, you can put it in the chat box. Up to now, did you all understand? Any question that you have about our class? Any question you have about our class, Lamai? No questions. Ne? What about others? 18, Ikram, 18 lessons are there. Others also. No any questions? All clear? Nice. Okay. Okay, nice. Excellent. Right? All right, Hari. Sir, how? Okay, I'll explain. I'll mention about all of those things. Hari, don't worry. Right, nice. Then Lamai, that is also okay. Right, our class plan is okay. Now we'll go into the career pathway. Hari, now we'll go into the Lamai career pathway. Hari. So before that, Lamai, I'll explain about the class. when it comes to our class lamai, we are starting the, right? So today it's opening seminar. No? Normally our classes will be on Mondays only, right? Our classes will be on Mondays, not this time. So today is the opening seminar. Monday from 9 p.m. till 11 p.m. Right? Mondays from 9 p.m. till 11 p.m. Did you all understand? Next week lamai, right? Next week we are starting the lesson number 1, which is 30th. Yes, 30th March lamai. So March is free anyways. Today opening seminar. Therefore 30th March lamai, we are starting the lesson number 1, chapter number 1, which is basis of the business and environment. Basis of the business and environment. Okay, next week lamai, we are starting our lesson. We are starting the first lesson 30th March, which is our first day of the theory. So today is the opening seminar. The first day of our theory is on 30th of March. From 9 p.m. till 11 p.m. we are starting the lesson number 1, basis of business and the environment. Right, basis of the business and the environment. Did you all understand, Lamai? Hurry. And then when it comes to our class fee lamai, that we are charging, right, per month, right, per month, just rupees 3,000. Did you all understand? Now when you compare that, you will understand. Now when it comes to our 26, 27 also lamai, 28 as well, I'd like to charge a very reasonable amount, right, with the current situation of the country. Now we are sending the tubes and everything, don't have to print anything. Okay, now 3,000. Now what you can do is on 30th of March only we are starting the lesson number 1. So 30th of March is free. Okay, 30th of March is lamai free, that you can join for the first lesson, right? You can join for the first lesson because March anyways I wanted to do it for free. So 30th of March, lesson number 1, we are starting business, basis of the business and the environment, right? Basis of the business and the environment. After the 30th of March, that you can make the payment for the month of April. Therefore you don't have to make a payment for the month of March. Therefore next week day 1 is free for all of you, so you can make the payment after 30th of March. But if you want, no problem, that you can make the payment now itself and get added to our paid class group, right? There's no issue on that, and you can register on our website after 30th of March. But if you want, you can make the payment now itself before 30th of March and get added to our class groups, and you can get the tute as well. But for the next week's lesson, since it's an introduction for the lesson, tute is not compulsory. Even without the tute lamai, that you can join it for free on 30th of March, 9 p.m. till 11 p.m. Therefore this is the fee that we are charging from the month of April. So from the April first week, that you can make the payment, and if you want, that you can make the payment now itself and get added to our paid groups. Did you all understand? So there's no issue in that, no, right? So normally when it comes to our classes, we are doing it through a website. Through the website you can watch the recordings and all. Right, next I'll explain about that. Now for our class lamai, we are having a special LMS website. We are having a special LMS website. You will get the access for the recordings also through our website. Now if you go into this, right, you can go to the Chrome. I'll share the screen and show, so it is easy. Now I'll show this. Hurry. Right. If you're going to this lamai, so can't keep. Sorry. Right, then lamai, this is our website. Okay, now you can type Abdullah Faslin and then lamai, you can come into our website. So this is our class website. Hurry. Now when it comes to our class website lamai, right, here all the classes are mentioned, all the classes that I'm doing. Still the 2028 class is not added for the website, right? Still 2028 class is not added to the website. Then you have to join our classes through the website only. Okay, so through the website you have so much of facilities. You can watch the recordings through our website. Okay, now there are so many facilities that you are getting. Number 1 is you can watch the recordings through our website, and then lamai you can download the special papers. Now sometimes when we are learning theory, I used to upload a small question tube, so you can download that also. And then this is the website. There you can watch the recording, download those things, and you have to join the class also through the website, and you can make the payment, upload the receipt to the website, and then lamai get access to the classes. Hari. Right. Then lamai, when it comes to A level classes in commerce stream, 1 day for a week is more than enough. So there is nothing like more hours, more study. There is nothing like that. So we are covering the syllabus properly. In 2026 class, we have only another 3 lessons to entirely complete the syllabus. Therefore, we are completing the syllabus on time. Therefore, you don't have to study. There is nothing called hard work, or there is nothing called study more. What you have to do is smart work. Whatever things that we discuss in the class, that you have to revise it on the same day, and you have to do the questions and everything. So that is how that you have to study. Therefore, I don't think for a week, if 2 classes are there, it's good. There's nothing like that. No teachers are doing classes like that. Hari, therefore, don't worry about that. There's nothing called more time, more classes. There's nothing like that when it comes to A level. Did you all understand? All right, now how to join the website and everything, I'll send you the detail. Now itself you don't have to join, because 30th of March also you are doing it for free. From April only that you have to join our website. And people who were there in my history classes, they know right how to join our website and everything. So for them it is okay, but for others I'll explain that. Right. No any questions? No. Now if you have any suggestions or any ideas, you can tell it to me. Hari, මොනවාරි ප්‍රශ්න තිබ්බොත් කියන්න ළමයි. If you have any question, you can put it to the chat box. Any question, lamai? Any question? You have? No? People who are there on YouTube as well. Up to here, did you all understand? Put a thumbs up. Up to here, lamai, did you all understand? Put a thumbs up. People who are there on YouTube and people who are there on Zoom also. Tagal dan thumbs up. Put a thumbs up, lamai. Sorry. Okay. Okay. All right. Excellent. Hari. Then lamai, when it comes to our classes, that you can drop a message for me at any time in order to clear your doubts. Then we have our admin number also. I'll inform that. Right. So next one. Okay. Right. Then lamai, that is about our LMS website. Up to here, no questions. Then we will go into the, now you know about our classes and everything. We'll meet on 30th of March also with the unit number 1. After 30th of March, lamai, you can make the payment. Okay. That is what usually I told. When it comes to A level commerce classes, 1 day per week is more than enough in order to cover the syllabus, because you need to allocate time into self studies and everything. Or there is nothing called more class time equals to more study. There is nothing like that. 2 hours is more than enough for a week, right? When we discuss the papers, anyways, we do additional classes. Now for 2026 A level class, we do the class of 4.5 hours. That is later when A levels are near, not now. Now this is 2028. You have another 2.5 year, right? Shape slowly that you have to move forward. Hari. So that is okay. Then no questions. 30th of March lamai, that you can join for free. There's no any payment. I'll be live streaming through YouTube as well, and then I'll send the link also. But if someone wants that, you can make the payment and get added to the group, class group. But your payment is for the month of April. It will be marked for the month of April. Hari, right. So if you have any question, you can drop me a WhatsApp message. Hari, now lamai, we'll move into the career pathways. Now mainly I have taken 3 career pathways for you to explain about this. Now tell me lamai, what you want to become by doing commerce. People on YouTube also. What you want to become by doing commerce? What is your target? By doing commerce lamai, what is your target? What you want to become? By doing commerce, what is your target? What you want to become? Put it in the chat box lamai. Software engineer. Have it. Then okay. What else? Okay, lawyer, excellent, right? Nice. Data analyst, hari. When? What else? People on YouTube, cyber security. Hari. What about others? Others also put in chat box. Others also put it to the chat box. Okay. Everyone should give me feedback. Without the feedback, lamai, right? We can't move forward. Tell me what you want to become. Cyber security or a CEO. Excellent. Anikatya, others. Okay, CEO. Hari. What else? Others also tell me. Hari. Right. Now, lamai, many of you all gave me many answers. Now let's check about the career pathways that is open for our commerce students by doing commerce. Hari, by doing commerce lamai, what are the career options that you are having and what are the career pathways by doing commerce? Right. Now lamai, I'll divide this mainly into three. Right, mainly I'll divide it into three. One is lamai, most famous type of jobs that you have to do, that you are planning to do. For example, a management site manager, or else lamai accountant, right? Now our CEO, director, everything comes like that. No, therefore a management related jobs, management, accountant, CEO. So managers also, there are a lot of managers, right? Sales manager, HRM, human resource, marketing, financial, accountant, right? So all of those are my one category. When it comes to the commerce stream, by doing commerce stream, lamai, most of the people, around 80% of the people enter into this field only, right? To become a CEO, to become a director, to become an accountant, to become a manager in very big companies. So more than 80% of the commerce students enter into this field only. Okay, Hari, now I'll show you what are the chances that you are having when it comes to that relevant field. Right now, I'll share you one important document. Hari. Now, in this document, lamai, people who do commerce, for them, there are management degrees. Here they have mentioned, lamai, management is one of the main degree that you have for the commerce students. Inside this management, accountancy is also there, right? Accountancy is also there. What are the degrees you can get, right? What are the degrees you can get by doing lamai commerce, by doing A-level commerce? When it comes to my university, University of Colombo, right? When it comes to my university, University of Colombo, there are degrees like Bachelor of Business Administration, Bachelor of Business Administration in Finance, Human Resource Marketing, right? Accountancy, Business Economics, International Business, everything is related to the business. Did you all understand? Everything is related to the business. There are accountancy section also. Now, when you're doing accountancy, people do that CIMA, chartered. So those are professional qualification. You can study that, and also in the university, you can study the accountancy, and in the future, you can become an accountant, right? A high-paid job in the world. Then you have Sri Javardhanapura. In Sri Javardhanapura also, you can do these degrees. Then Lama University of Kelaniya, you can do these degrees. And University of Jaffna, you can go to the banking sector also by doing these things, but most of the Muslims don't go for the banking sector. You can go for the University of Ruhuno, University of Eastern University, Southeastern, Wayamba, Sabaragamo, Pera, Denia. But Lamai in Sri Lanka, what are the two most reputed universities? Entire world knows that. One is University of Colombo, number one university in Sri Lanka, right? University of Colombo is the Lamai ranking number one, right? Now in the rankings, number one university is University of Colombo. But when it comes to this commerce students, one target is, most of the people's dream is in order to enter into University of Sri Jayawardhanapura, right? University of Sri Jayawardhanapura. You can enter into Sri Jayawardhanapura University as well in order to do these degrees in the commerce stream based on your result, right? That is what we call, there is something called EZ score. There is something called EZ score. Now let's say this is a person called A. He is getting a 3A. But when we look into his 3A, his economics marks is 76. His business studies marks is 77. His accounting marks is 80. But if you look at another person called person B Lamai, his economics marks is 95. His business studies marks is 90. His accounting marks is 100, let's say. Tell me, BO valuable A in terms of result, is it B who is more worthy or it is B? Tell me Lamai. B or A? Others also. Right? If I ask you to put in chat box Lamai, put it to the chat box. If film just you are looking at here, put in chat box Lamai. B or A? Tell me. That's very good. Anna Hari, B is most valuable Lamai. How we are checking the valuability? Using something called EZ score. Right? Now, for this 3A result, normally there will be a Z score of 1.8, let's say 58. For this one, there will be a Z score of 2.2175 or something. Now, I got a Z score by doing commerce 2.1637. My Z score is this, right? 2.1637. I can enter into these upper universities. But if you get a 3A and the Z score is very less, you will go down, and you will go into sometime Jaffna East and that much not valuable. Am I clear, Lamai? Campus nang I am not downgrading any universities. But Lamai, that is the reality. Right? I am not downgrading any universities, but that's the reality. Colombo campus, Japura campus. So those are some of the brands in the country, right? So those are some of the brands in the country. If you can go, Lamai, Patta, Subiri. Right. Therefore, Lamai, make sure that you target for a high Z score. That is what we call Z score. How well you perform than others. Meaning is how well you perform than others. Did you all understand? Then that is for the people who are planning on accountancy, management, or a CEO, director, all of those things, right? So it will take some time also, right? Just because after completing the degree, no one is giving you a CEO. If anyone of you ask me a question, again put it to the chat box, please, because sometimes I miss the chat. Okay, so is it possible to get 7 for Z score? No, maximum is normally 3. Maximum is normally 3. There is nothing called 7. Okay, Hari. Right. 3 subjects now that you are doing 3. Like that. Hari. Right. Then Lamai, the second one is ICT. Right. Now the question is, can you become a software engineer? There is an issue, Lamai. Software engineering means Lamai, engineering. Software engineering means engineer. In order to become an engineer, what is the stream you have to do, Lamai? Maths stream. You know that, ne? Business, combined maths, physics, chemistry. Then you enter into engineering faculty in Moratuwa. That's the best engineering faculty. From Moratuwa, you can choose. Are you becoming a civil engineer, software engineer, mechanical engineer, and there are other engineers as well. Engineer means Lamai maths stream. In Sri Lankan university system, engineer means people who are coming from the maths stream. But when it comes to ICT side, Lamai, there are so many other chances as well. Let me show you, right? I got this list from one of my friend who became Island First in 2023. He is also doing ICT classes for English medium. I'll share that also very soon. You can join for that as well. Now, he sent me this list, right, when I asked from him. Now, this is the list, Lamai. There is something called in Moratuwa University, IT Management, Moratuwa ITM. In Moratuwa University, you have something called ITM. And then, Lamai, in Colombo University, you have something called UCSC Information System, right? And then lamai there is something called Japura information system, right? And then lamai there are and there is a degree called Moratua business science that is not 100% IT but IT related, right? Moratua business science, therefore lamai that is like IT related, that is like IT related. And then lamai there is something called in Japura University information system. So you have chances like that. Okay, so you can go into the data analytics side, you can go into those information system side by doing commerce as well. That is not a problem. In Calania there is something called financial engineering, financial sector, data sector, business science sector. Did you all understand, Lamai? Therefore these are some of the chances that you are getting by doing ICT and entering into the government university. But now let's say you are doing local A level, but now you have so much of money, let's say you can go into a private university and do a foundation and become a software engineer. Normally in Sri Lanka, people who are doing software engineering after commerce, they go for private university. There are people like that. But by doing commerce, when you go to local university, Sri Lankan government university, Lamai, these are some of the degrees that you have. There are other degrees also. If you are interested, I'll send you that as well. Just drop me a message. Did you all understand, Lamai? We can go into the data analytics in the world now. That is a very good thing, and later maybe you can go for that AI related things. Not now in Sri Lanka, we don't have much, but in the foreign country, information system, information management, relevant to management but connected to ICT. Do you understand, Lamai? Software engineer means coming from the math stream, right? So that is kind of a misconception or a idea, right? A misleading idea saying that you can become engineer by doing commerce. There's nothing like that. Did you understand? Any question if you have, you can ask from me. If you have any question, Lama, you can ask from me. Cyber security, I don't think in Sri Lanka there are universities. Mostly those degrees, ICT related, are private degrees. Did you understand? Data analytics is there. Even if you go to Moratua business science, you need a very good Z score, but data analyst is there. Did you understand, Lama? Okay, so with how many Z score can I go to a foreign university? Foreign university, more than the Z score, you need to have, right? Right, mainly you have to pay them. No, usually no one is getting you into foreign university by using Sri Lankan A level result, right? You have to pay them. Okay, but you can do this ICT because ICT is a developing sector in Sri Lanka. Now, if you do ICT with the maths, then you can go for software engineering. But ICT with commerce, these are some of the chances that you are going to get. Okay, ne? Any questions? No, right? Right. All good. Put a thumbs up, Lamai. All good up to here. All good up to here. Put a thumbs up. Ataf okay, now. Then Lamai, law. When it comes to law, earlier people thought that only by doing arts you can become a lawyer. No. Even by doing commerce, Lamai, you can become a lawyer. No problem. Earlier people thought only by doing arts you can become a lawyer. No. By doing commerce also you can become a lawyer. But you have to get a very good Z score, more than 1.9 Z score. You can enter into Colombo Law Faculty. Around 324 people are selected. If not, a little bit less Z score, mean you can go into Peradeniya Law, right? Around 70 people are selected. If not, you can go to the Jaffna Law, and 101 people are selected. You can become a lawyer in Sri Lanka. You can become a lawyer in Sri Lanka. So by doing this, by doing commerce. Now in our faculty, we have a lot of people who did commerce and entered into the law. Earlier people thought arts is the one which will give you the path to the law. Not like that. I did commerce. You can enter into the law if you are interested in law and you write one day that you want to become a lawyer. Did you all understand? Therefore, law is one of the reputed profession in Sri Lanka, like doctor, lawyer, engineer, you know. So those are the three things so mainly people expect. So law is one of that. You can become that, or you can become this management accountant CEO. Now when it comes to CEO, Lamai, there are CEOs who are getting, right, Per month, lamai, more than 8 million. There are CEOs who are getting around 10 million per month. There are people, there are managers who are getting per month lamai 20-30 lakhs. There are people like that. Okay, managers are there, accountants are there. Therefore, whatever the things that you do, you have to do with the passion. Okay, lamai. Right. Right. When it comes to Sri Lanka, lamai, now to become a pilot in Sri Lanka, we don't have a degree. That's the problem in Sri Lanka. You have to go for a private university. Now, private university, there are so many chances. But if you want to do in Sri Lankan university, if you want to do a degree, you can go in this path and you can do the Sri Lankan degree. So, any questions about your career? Career? Couldn't chat box, sir, can we study law for time pass, like a part-time study? Law for part-time like this. No? When you go into university, right? When you go into university, you have to get a 1.92 Z score. No? Now, how you are going to do it for part-time? Now, you have to do, now I did A-level commerce and I entered into law faculty. No? Now, that is my full-time. With that, if you can do other things also. Now, there are doctors who are doing this accountancy, chartered accountancy and all. With the law, you can do other things also, no problem. There are doctors who are learning accountancy. There are doctors who are learning law. Yeah, you can do like that. Right? When it comes to become a lawyer, I have uploaded a video. Beyond A level, there is 1 or 2 method also by writing a competitive exam. But through A levels, in order to enter into law, you have to get a very good Z score, right? You have to become an island ranker. Okay, na? Any other question? Any other question, Lamai? Sir, what are the private university? In Sri Lanka, you have BCAS campus. SLIT is there. SLIT is semi-government. BCAS campus. Then there are a lot of private university. Mainly BCAS is good. Right? BCAS campus is there. SLIT is there. APIT is there. So those are some of the private universities. Any other question? No? People who are on YouTube also no question. Okay, no? No any question? Hi. So these are some of the career opportunities that you are getting by entering into the Sri Lankan state universities. Did you all understand? Right. Then Lamai, when it comes to the A levels, once after that you complete the A levels, that you have to apply for the universities based on the performance, based on the Z score, that you will be getting selected into the university. So how many years does university takes? Right. When it comes to a degree like law, and when it comes to a degree like management, right, it will take 4 years. Right. 4 years mean Lamai 4. There is nothing called more than that when it comes to universities like Colombo, Japura on time that they are giving the degree. Okay, but there are some university they are mentioning they are giving the degree by 4 years, but they'll take more time like that. But these universities are not like that. Colombo, Japura and all. So they'll give they will provide you the degree on time. They'll provide you the degree on time. Hurry. Right. Up to here that you are okay. Now let's go and check the paper structure. Now let's go and check the paper structure. A level paper structure. Business studies. Now, Lamai, when it comes to A-level business studies, paper is out of 200 marks. How many marks, Lamai? Paper is out of 200 marks. Did you all understand? In order to get an A pass, Lamai, you have to get 75 marks. In order to get an A pass, you have to get, Lamai, 75 marks. Okay, but we are targeting for more than that. Right, in the morning, Lamai, 8:30 to 10:30, look at here, you have the part 1 paper. In part 1 paper, there are 30 MCQs. How many MCQs are there, Lamai? 30 MCQs are there. Each and every MCQ will get a 2 marks. Therefore, there are 30 MCQs. How many MCQs are there, Lamai? There are 30 MCQs. Right, MCQs 30 are there. 30 MCQs are there. Then, Lamai, there is something called fill in the blanks. How many fill in the blanks are there? 10 fill in the blanks are there. Each fill in the blanks question will give you how many marks? 2 marks. Right now, 31, this will give you 2 marks. This will give you 2 marks, right? Therefore, you have to fill the blanks. This is why in A level that we provide you proper theory tute. If you learn the theory tute, the notes that we are giving in the theory tute, Lamai, you can nicely do this fill in the blanks question. That is the reason why that you have to be thorough with the theory, that you have to revise the theory every day, because these fill in the blanks questions are Lamai somewhat kind of difficult. Okay, 10 fill in the blanks are there. And then Lamai, now I see there are some people who are coming to the meeting, joining, but right, checking what's happening and going. Those people, make sure that you watch the recording. So if not, you will miss the things. Hurry. Then Lamai, there are questions where you have to write down short answers. There are questions where you have to write down short answers. So this also that you will be getting 2 marks for each question. Okay, now these are short answer questions. Write 4 points, write 4 reasons. You don't have to write down essays or anything. Or here Facebook, Twitter. So these things are right. Now totally this is the part 1 paper. You will be getting the 100 marks. In my classes, through the revision paper, battlefield paper, the target is push you above 94 marks for this. Right? Our class target is to push you above 94 marks for this, because then only easily you can achieve the relevant Z score. Right, this is the part 2 paper. 3 hours are given. In the part 2 paper, when it comes to later, when we do papers, we'll discuss those things. There are questions they're asking you to explain a little bit, define. But there are questions that you have to just write down the short answers, give, write. But here, look at here, explain. So not like a very big essay that you are explaining, but you have to give the points and you have to explain. Later, we will check on that. In the part 2 paper, in the business studies paper 2, Lamai, business studies paper 2 is divided, right? Let me explain in the board. Business studies paper 2 is divided. Business studies paper 2 is divided. BS paper 2 is divided into 2 parts. One is part 1. Other one is Lamai part 2. Paper 2 is divided into 2 parts, part 1, part 2. In part 1, there are 4 questions. In part 1, there are 4 questions. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the part 2, Lamai, there are another 4 questions. So, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did you all understand? Now, from each and every part, from part 1, part 2, minimum you have to select 2 questions. Minimum you have to select, Lamai, 2 questions. Let's say I selected first question from here, third question. Now I have selected 2. No, either I can select the third question from here, or I can come here and select 3 questions from this area. You have to decide whether I'm going to do from part 1 or part 2. Each and every question carries you 20 marks. Therefore, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, altogether 100 marks. Therefore, out of the 8 questions, you have to do the 5 questions when it comes to the part 2 paper, right? When it comes to the part 2 paper, look at here. Out of the 8 questions you are having, you have to do Lamai 4 questions in the part 2. Now, these are a little bit of calculation, right? You have to do the 8 from 8 questions. You have to do the 4 questions. Sorry, I think 5 questions from 8 questions. Lamai, you have to do the 5 questions. Okay, so within the relevant time. Now 3 hours now you are getting 180 minutes. 180 divided by 5, Lamai, it is 36. One question you can spend only 36 minutes. Now in my paper, what I ask is, in order to do one question within 25 minutes. Now only today it's the starting, right? Going forward, you will understand our plan, how the class works, right? Anang manang okkoma tika you will nicely understand, and you will trust this class, right? And you will trust this process, and then Lamai, you will nicely move into the result. That is about the paper structure. And then Lamai, the next one is why online classes are best when it comes to A level. Why online classes? And as a policy, Lamai, I do only online classes, because when it comes to physical classes, Lamai, I'll just compare and tell you, right? Now I'll take physical classes this side, and I'll take online classes this side. Online classes this side, Lamai. In physical class, right, just check the time that you are wasting. For the traveling lamai, you spend 2 hours. In the class lamai, let's say you spend 2 hours. Coming home, that you spend 2 hours. Totally, you are spending 6 hours for one subject. Did you understand lamai? You spend 6 hours for one subject. But when it comes to online classes lamai, if the class is for 2 hours, right, you are spending only 2 hours. Did you all understand? Therefore, when it comes to time also, that is very much effective. When it comes to fees, when it comes to online classes lamai, we charge only, let's say, rupees 3,000. Physical class more than that, because teachers used to pay for institutions also. No, let's say 4,500. Now I think more than that. For the traveling lamai per day, now with the Sri Lankan current economic level lamai, right, when it comes to the traveling, even for 1 kilometer you have to pay 150 rupees for the traveling, right, and everything. At least per day, parents should give you 1,000 rupees when you get out of the house for the class and for returning from the class, right? Therefore lamai, 1,000 into 4 is monthly 4,000 for the traveling, 4,500 for one subject, sometime more than that. 9,000, 10,000 you are spending for one subject. But lamai, when it comes to online class, tudes we are sending for free. You don't have to pay. You have to pay only this 3,000. Cost also lamai, online classes are effective with the current economic situation, with no petrol, no fuel and everything lamai. Online classes are very easy. And then when it comes to online classes, even if you miss the class, you can watch the recording. But when it comes to physical classes, there is no recording access. Our whole classes are there. You all go and sit with your friends. Okay, some people are there going for classes in order to sit with the friends only, to speak with them, just to meet them. That is why there are physical classes. In the physical classes, why there are a lot of students? Because only around few 20% come to study. Rest of the 60% come to like show off the fashion show. Rest of the 20 come in order to gossip. Another 10% are there. Our boys used to do that. They come in order to our family, in order to what inside the tuition also there are some classes where they are maintaining family. Couples are there, right? In the classes. Then lamai, when it comes to online classes, you will get the in the physical no recordings, but in the online, even if you miss lamai, no problem. You have 1 month access for our recording through our website. So that is one of the benefit when it comes to the online classes. And then when it comes to online lamai, now you are sitting in front of the laptop. Oh, that is up to you. You have to be very neat. So you have to be like, I am in front of a physical teacher. You have to think like that. Did you understand? You have to make the place very clean and neat, and you have to study like that you are worshipping, right? That you are praying. So for that level, you have to connect it, the online class. Did you all understand? Therefore, you have to sit in one place and then you have to study. When it comes to online class, it's like individual attention. Even if you ask me a doubt, that I can clear you. The physical class, not like that. Let's say it's somewhere else, you are somewhere else, you can't ask even a doubt, you come home, right? So it is easy in order to study when it comes to online classes. That is why, as a policy, now I do only online class. Now I got invitations from Colombo, all the academy in Colombo, all the academy, lot of academies are there, no institutes. I got the proposal in the sense they asked me to come and do classes. I rejected. In Kandy also, right? In Kandy city, right? In Gampala area, in Akurana area, I got right. They asked me to come do classes. Because I'm doing O level also, no, but I did not do that. From Gold also, I rejected it as a policy that I do 100% online, because I believe this works, right? I believe this works. Hari. Therefore, online class, these are the benefits that you can watch the recording and everything. Cost also effective. Even though they'll say data, for data just add another 500 rupees, 1,000, 4,000 only. Did you all understand? Or online class, there are benefits. You can easily study. And tudes and everything we are posting it, therefore you don't have to worry about that also. Right, then that is what that I wanted to explain you all. If you have any questions regarding the I think so, Yushri, right now in Sri Lanka. But the thing is, recently Iran has told that if the Sri Lanka request, they are ready to send the oil. But the thing is, now even today private buses is strike, and in the road there are no much vehicles also. Today I went to university, but no much vehicles also. And then highly crowded, right? Highly crowded, because there are no much buses. Hari, right. Then lamai, hari, only this much, no, hari. Career. If you have any question about the career, manager, account, and everything, you can ask from me, because now I am specialized in this legal side, the law side, and account and management. I know. If you want to get some more details about ICT and all, you can drop me a message. There are a lot of my friends and other people who are there in those sectors, in those sections, so I can connect you with them. Hari, don't worry about the career. Now you have chosen the right path, commerce. And when it comes to commerce, you have diverse path, not like bio you do. If you fail, then if you pass, only doctor. If you fail, right, even below the conductor level, there's a problem like that. Commerce is not like that. It's a very valuable, and in the future, not only in Sri Lanka, no, right, when it comes to this commerce side, accountant, director, not only in Sri Lanka, some of you all might have a target to migrate to live in a foreign country. No problem, you can go there as well. But my personal opinion is like, that we have to work for the Sri Lanka. That is my personal opinion. But if you want, you can go there. You can do a very highly paid job, a white collar job, then that you can settle in your life. You all understand, Lamai? Therefore, another 2.5 years, let's work according to the plan. Next week we will meet on 30th of March. We'll start the unit number 1. That is a free class. 30th of March is free class, as I told you. But if you want, you can make the payment and reserve the tute, and then get added to the paid group. Number 2, then Lamai, make sure that you'll inform your friends as well, right? And ask them to watch our opening seminar, the today's seminar, through the YouTube as well. I'll share the link to the group also. Then that's it, no? If you have any question, you can ask from me. Nothing to say, any? I have an idea to do SIMA in future. Can you brief idea? Hurry. So SIMA means it's like this. Okay, a very good question by Afkia. Okay, now Afkia, it's like this. Now you are getting a degree, okay, in management. That is an educational qualification. Educational qualification. That means education. Academically, you are qualified. But in the job world, they are looking for professional qualification also. Because here you know the facts, you know the theory, but you don't know about the practical things. Therefore, when it comes to this SIMA, Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, this is the professional qualification. Professional qualification. Therefore, SIMA, ACCA, right? Chartered accountancy, CA, these are my professional qualification. Therefore, now itself you can start. You can start SIMA, ACCA, CA. There are people by 19 years, they become an accountant. Even before they are completing educational qualification, you can complete your professional qualification. You can get a job also. Now, in my university, there is a person, he's doing in my degree, LLB, law, but he is chartered qualified as well. Accountant, he's doing a job also. Is doing a job also. Did you all understand? Therefore, Afkia, you can do these professional things now itself. And double AT also. But double AT is not a worldwide recognized. These things are a worldwide recognized. Double AT and CA, mainly Sri Lankan based, but you can do double AT also. No problem. Did you all understand? So these are professional. So you need to have education, professional, both in order to easily get in the job and to win in the job market. Okay. Now, in the educational qualification, you learn only the facts, but you don't know about the practical world. Did you all understand? Now, in our university, they are teaching about filing a case, but I have to go to the courts and only check how lawyers are filing the case, arguing the case. Therefore, you need to have education plus professional. Yes, you can do the SIMA. That is a very good qualification. Okay, but you have to pay for the exams and everything, but it is very worth. Did you understand? Did I answer your question? If you have any other question, you can let me know. Harne? Any other question like that? Okay, right. Any other questions? No? On YouTube also? No any question. Okay ne lamai. Right, then we will meet in at the class on 30th of March from 9 p.m. in the night till 11 p.m. That is also a free class. After that, you can make the payment and get added to our April paid class groups. But if you want now itself that you can join to the paid group, no problem. Any other question that you are having? Any other question? 30th of March, we will meet from 9 to 11. We are starting the lesson number 1, basis of business and the environment. You don't need the tute on that day itself, no problem, because you are starting, but come with a 200-page CR book. Okay? Okay, ne? Ternane? Right? Correct. Now tell me, Lamai, did you all understand? Did you all get something out of the about the subject? Did you all get a motivation in order to do this? And how was the today's opening seminar? Just let me know, Lamai. Give me a honest feedback. Give me a honest feedback. Be active in the group, Lamai. Whatever things that I'm sharing, make sure that you get informed. Thank you. What about others? What about others? Give me a feedback before leaving the session. Okay. Give me a feedback, Lamai. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you. All clear? No questions at all, ne? Hari, then lamai. Hari, then lamai, people who missed this from the very beginning, they can watch our recording. I'll be sending the link also in the group. We'll meet on 30th of March. Thanks for joining.